Hello and welcome to another God is a Geek First Look. Now this one's a little bit different because again I'm here with Callum Ahern.
Hello Adam, again.
So that's not that different, but
No.
What is different is we're looking at a free-to-play Xbox Live Arcade title called Happy Wars.
Indeed we are, which is a bit of a change from XBLA. I believe it's the first free-to-play title on it, and it's developed by a studio called Toy Logic. This is their first foray into console gaming, their first own title, and we're going to go straight into the single player. Like there's a lot of this is probably sold on the multiplayer as well, but there's a full single player campaign here.
So is this not an MMO then?
No.
Well, it's just when we say free to play, that's immediately springs to mind.
Oh, of course. It's a kind of like it's a combat game with tower defense type of elements. Similar maybe to a Brutal Legend. You could kind of bring up that type of comparison, I suppose. But as you'll see in a minute, it looks like it has a very cartoony look. Like it's kind of like a Fable Heroes, wasn't it called? I think.
Yeah, I can see that definitely straight away. But so you say this isn't an MMO?
No.
So the question I have to ask, and this may seem a bit stupid, is if it's not an MMO, why is it free to play? What's the free to play part of it? I mean, is this just basically a free game then?
Well, yeah, it is. Basically there are microtransactions in it. You use your Microsoft points to buy these things called Happy Tickets, which then in turn you can use to buy items and just whatnot, armor upgrades and weapon upgrades and all that type of stuff, which I can show you in a minute anyway. But yeah, like you are getting the full product for free.
So with some sort of games that go free to play in that respect, microtransaction based,
that man is shaking. Anyway, sorry, Adam.
No, he really is shaking. I was just thinking, like, they sometimes get a bit nickel and dimed because it's like you play so much, and then if you want to, well, we've talked about this before on the Godcast on GodIsAGeek.com, and you might come up against like a brick wall of difficulty that the only way to get past it is to just grind like crazy or give in and pay to sort of upgrade.
Yeah. Well, I suppose isn't that kind of is the nature of free to play?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I'm thinking more things like Guild Wars, where it's like you buy the game and the subscription's free, but that is an MMO and massively popular. From what you've played of this, does this have that kind of thing, like where you come up against brick walls?
Like again, I have only played a small portion of it, so I couldn't answer that with full confidence. But as I probably will in 2 seconds now when we kind of start playing, you are kind of leveling up at the early stages of the game. You are leveling up pretty quickly anyway, and obviously getting stronger and getting better upgrades. And if you take the enemy's castle, you will get more XP and whatnot. But I suppose I should say, first off here, we're looking at the warrior character. You have 3, there's a mage and a cleric as well, which all are very different.
This kind of reminds me a bit of Castle Crashers, but obviously not side-scrolling.
Yeah.
I mean, just the sort of art style. Really.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like,
so who are those guys with you then? Or level up already? Who are those guys with you then?
They are the Dark Kingdom. With me, they're well, this is single player, so that's just AI.
Right.
Yeah, so they're just my kingdom buddies, I suppose. And what I just did there was I took down one of their towers. Like throughout each map, you have towers, and you must knock down the enemy's towers and erect your own towers, and then you can respawn from there. And if I die in a second, which will probably happen as I'm getting hit right now, you can respawn as any other class. It doesn't have to exactly be the same one.
Okay, so I'm going to change my mind. It doesn't sound like Castle Crashers. It sounds like Fat Princess.
I've never played Fat Princess, but I'll take your word for it.
What I'm getting at is that it seems like an amalgam of quite a lot of different kinds of games.
And it's like, again, it's not a bad game at all. Like, I think console gamers in particular have this image of, oh, it's free, it must be crap, and I'll give it a go for 2 seconds. But
it's not unfair to assume. In past, I mean, with the games you've been given are games like Doritos Crash Course, that sort of thing.
I will always stand up for that. That isn't bad. There are better.
There's a car manufacturer. There's a car manufacturer that put out a game as well, wasn't there?
There was. I think, wasn't there?
Yeah, I can't even remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this is good. You're saying this is good. Well,
yeah,
you said it's not bad. Actually, I should say.
Yeah, it isn't bad. Like, again, the multiplayer, which we mightn't get a chance to get to today, is 15 v 15. So it is kind of chaos, and there are times, alright, where here, even in the single player, where you're not crowded by people around you. Sometimes it can get a little bit chaotic, and trying to figure out what exactly you're doing is kind of difficult at times. Like, because at the bottom right hand side of the screen, you'll see these skills that I have. As I just kind of show you, you have different viewpoints that you can kind of look at too. But yeah, you have these skills, and these skills are varied then for your other classes and whatnot. There's a lot of depth to this game, and there's a bit of learning to it too. Like, even just before we kicked off on the loading screen, every button has a purpose, Like, there's a little bit of learning here.
So it does look pretty decent, actually. I have to say, I've seen a lot of people playing this on my friends list, so it must have something about it.
Yeah, no, it's a nice distraction. Like, I don't think you're going to be playing Happy Wars. You're not going to be having a mammoth 2-hour session or anything, or 3-hour session playing Happy Wars. But if you have a half an hour free or 20 minutes free, I think this is the type of thing you would probably give a bash.
So, I've seen you level up a few times. Just wondering, so basically you're bashing down the enemy tower and building your own, right? And then you've leveled up. What does the leveling up do? Because I haven't seen you, upgrade any paths or anything like that. Just
well, again, that's kind of, I believe, when you level up, you're basically leveling up your own equipment, your weapons, your whatnot. Hold on, I'm after dying, so we're gonna try a mage. And just show you, like, see that map there? That just shows you the points that you can respawn, and the towers that you're after overtaking from them, I should say. Like,
this really does look like Fat Princess. I played like it, by the looks of it, I should say, not look like. Sorry, carry on.
You're okay. But like, for instance, the differences with the mage are that, like, I was kind of shooting these little fireballs. You can't block no matter who it is, the mage, the warrior, or the cleric, they all have a kind of your general attack that you can do, but each of them are varied. Like, again, the skills at the right of the screen have changed, Like, there's a good bit of learning here, and there's decent tutorials to take you through all of that too. There you go, level up again, hooray! And I'm dead again. So,
I was going to ask you, mentioned at the start of the video that you had, was it happy tokens?
Happy tickets.
Happy tickets. So what do they actually do then?
Again, upgrading, buying armor, buying...
So it's, I get it. So it is literally that form of microtransaction base where you could probably get all that stuff really slowly through playing it.
Possibly.
Or you could just use the happy tokens and just upgrade quicker.
Possibly. Again.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Just to, I suppose, show you here now, this is the cleric, which, again, I suppose traditionally wouldn't be as aggressive as a mage or a warrior. Clergymen aren't, Adam. And
no, they're not.
No.
But they're always a bit busy, tending to the younger members of their congregation. So
that's okay. So again,
with their balls,
we had to get a balls reference in there somewhere. So the cleric. I want to show you something as we go nearer to the enemy's stronghold. The cleric can kind of erect ladders to go into the enemy's castle, and they can kind of build these battering rams. So again, as I previously said, every class has their purpose. Like, I don't know, maybe this could get boring. I don't know how varied it gets as you go on. I don't know, maybe.
Nice rainbow in the background. Is that a rainbow?
That looks like a rainbow.
What are the maps like? I mean, is there a lot of variation, or is it pretty much this sort of lush green foresty type thing?
Again, I suppose I should say, like, I haven't played an awful lot of it, so it is kind of difficult to say.
Okay.
But what I've played so far, I've come across only green foresty type of area.
No, I mean that matches the aesthetic of the sort of character design and the sort of bright, colourful, sort of vivacious nature of it, doesn't it? So it's makes sense. Oh, your gamer tag there, sir.
That is it. Yes.
Oh. Hopefully, people will send you ball jokes. So this is
that's
like
what I
a
was
boss
attempting
battle.
to get. Sorry?
Is this like a boss battle then, or?
In a way, like, as these are the keepers of the gates, as it says, and as you can see, I'm just trying to do my handiwork and in my best, I don't know, Carol Smiley impression, build a ladder. I was a changing room reference there for the kids that might be
concerned that you've just segregated the audience there.
Maybe I should have shot for Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen. Would they see known by the kids? So what we're trying to do here is build a battering ram, which, as you'll see, bang, hit the door.
I have to say this. I actually might have to give this a try. This does look a lot of fun.
It's, and I think that that type of reaction is what Toy Logic are looking for. People to just go, yeah, I'll give it a go. You know, and
that tower's bigger, isn't it? Or is it my imagination?
That tower is bigger.
Done.
Yeah, there you go. Easy. Bish bash bosh, as the English people say, I think.
Well, maybe. Well, no, we don't. Maybe Sean would. But...
Okay, right. So the king is pleased. One thing I've noticed, the cutscenes are quite long. I don't know. They are very wordy, and like again, we have another one here with the king. We'll watch a little bit of it, but you know, he doesn't.
Presumably, you're not going to see this sort of stuff in multiplayer, though. So
yeah, exactly, and I think that will be a big selling point for people. But again, it's free, so
yeah, no selling point as such. Just, I mean, do you think is it safe to say then? Like, I mean, if you've even liked slightly what you've seen, to just download it because it's free on Xbox Live Arcade. So definitely,
it's like downloading a demo. It's, you know, to have a go off something. But with this, you're getting a game. So I think why not? And I think people who have it in their heads that free to play must mean crap. You know, give it a go because you might surprise yourself. I just had to skip that because it was starting to bore me. But I'll try. I'll kind of show you once this stops saving. I'll kind of show you a few bits around the menu and a few bits that your happy tickets, kind of their purpose and whatnot.
Okay.
So it just said there that, you know, it actually suggests to go and kind of play multiplayer to build up your level before you go at the single player again. There's a tutorial where you can, I don't know, your introduction to war, magic, and your cleric duties. If we go into the spinner and cards, here you can bet. The happy spinners, like kind of like John Leslie. Let's segregate it again, and you can place bets and spin the wheel of fortune, and you might get upgrades for your armor. Blah blah blah. Again, it's all built in that as we kind of go into the item shop, where you can spend your happy tickets. There, in the bottom right, you can see press Y to get happy tickets, and you can spend your points that way.
Well, I guess we'll leave it there, and you know, free to play game. So if you want to try it, download it, and really all that's left to say is thanks to Colin as usual.
No problem, Adam. Anytime.
Stay tuned to GodIsAGeek.com for all the latest news, reviews, previews, videos, podcasts, anything in the gaming world. You want it, we got it. Cheers.